And hey, what's up, everybody? It is me, Sean Tank Top. What's going on? Welcome to the Boba Brunch Breakdown. I just had to get that alliteration in, and I had to have a fucking cute, bullshit, snazzy title because we're back. We're back in the world of Star Wars. We're back talking about the Disney Plus show, kind of like universe of Star Wars, and we're doing our live streams. We did them for Mandalorian all the way through season 2, and that was a shitload of fun. But even more fun was talking with the guests and the co-host and everybody that we have over here, and we got a bunch of good ones for you. You know them, you love them. We got Dustin and Morgan over there at the Dojo. Drace, how's it going over there, Draces?
Great.
Doing great.
Morgan went out, actually bought us some brunch so we could actually have a real brunch today.
You had a real brunch today.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. A good luck brunch, you know, something like that to start the new year with. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. And then also, you know her, you love her. She's been on here before. She is our resident in Wikipedia. Resident Wook, maybe. Maybe we could go with that over there.
It's a different thing.
There, and you know her, you love her. We got Maddie Kay is joining us again. Again, our co-host and our definitely an Obi-Wan to us in a way, like where you're just like tell me what I need to know. Tell me what I need to know, and she's got the answers for it. How you doing over there? Maddie?
I'm having a great time. I have a Hoth blizzard today at my home, and seeing as the Draces brought the brunch part of the Boba Brunch, I thought I would bring the Boba part of the Boba Brunch.
Nice.
There you go.
So
right.
Expect this running bit come to a screen near you every time I'm in your faces on Sean TikTok. Thank you.
Nice.
I love that. Okay, so they got the brunch, you got the boba, I got the booze because I was like, it's 5 o'clock,
Man.
so it's brunch, so it's just like I might as well. Now I didn't put any I didn't make it a mimosa or whatever it is, but it is like it's a little seltzer in the Sunday afternoon. We're gonna we keep inching towards. I think that ship has sailed, but we've always talked about doing a seltzer showdown live stream where we just rate seltzers and talk bullshit. But I think that the love affair with seltzers is over, and it's just gonna be like this is me and like this is gonna be my Bartles and James, like you know, in like 15 years, where I'm just like I grew up on these. This is just my flavor, you know, or whatever. So
we'll be real mad when they discontinue our flavor because nobody cares about it anymore.
It's already happened. Like, there's been like a couple of them where I'm just like, they bring back that pineapple 70 or whatever the fuck it is. But anyway, hope everybody's doing good out there. Just to let everybody know, we got a couple of different things that we're going to be going on, but we got like a couple of basically like prompts that we're going to do every week. We encourage you guys to kind of like maybe like take them down and come up with your own and throw them into the chat and stuff like that. We always love that. But as always, you know, if there's a really good comment, we see it, we're going to highlight it and stuff like that as best we can. Sometimes there can be a lot, but if you want to guarantee that your ass gets your 2 cents in on the conversation, you can send us a super chat for any dollar amount to feature a question or theory that you have towards the end of the stream. Once we go through all of our prompts, we're going to have a bunch of those, you know, general thoughts, fave scenes, episode MVP, McClunky moments, all too easy Easter eggs, and always tell me the odds. So we're going to be going through all of those very much. So just let us know. And yeah, I mean, like, I guess we'll just fire it off. I mean, like, Stranger in a Strange Land, directed by Robert Rodriguez. I think it was written by Favs as well. I think, like, I think he's definitely like one of the. He's the main writer, I think. But the, with this one in particular, or at least with this opener, we'll talk general. As we like to call it, General Kenobi thoughts, as we have like what we thought about the episode. It just, you know, it's the introduction. It's kind of like basically kind of like the palette for kind of what we're going to expect for like the coming season and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. What did you guys? Let's go to our co-host of honor over there, down to Maddie Kay. What did you think? What were your general thoughts about this episode, Maddie? What did you think about this week?
So first, I just want to say that if you super chat, you are allowed to fight me. I will not acknowledge. I will not acknowledge any arguing.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a super chat. So please feel free to fight me for money.
100%.
Okay, I just want to make
she's a cage fighter.
I just want to make that clear from the get-go.
Right.
But my general Kenobi thoughts are pleasantly surprised. I will admit, as as your listeners and watchers may well know, Boba Fett is not my favorite character.
Sure.
And it's probably my least favorite Mandalorian. So I was very hesitant about this show.
Right.
But I honestly really enjoyed the first episode. You know, like going in, like I was going to be like, ugh, whatever, Boba. But I got there and I was like, no, this is actually a good time. Like I like the way that everything has changed. And I like the Finnick Boba.
They're dynamic.
They're good. Yeah.
Good cop, bad cop.
The nice odd couple.
Yeah, she is like, I mean, like she did say, I mean, it literally at the drop of every single hat, she's like, okay, cool. Like, you know, you had some breakfast, you had your bagel, you had your boba bagels and stuff like that. We got all that stuff over there. But like, you know, do I need to kill anybody? Can I kill anyone? Like, can I go? Like, when can that happen?
I completely relate to that. Sign me up. Fennec is choosing violence fucking every single motherfucking time, like when it comes in this shit, for sure. We can only love her for it.
Exactly. No, I think that's very fair. I mean, like as far as like, I think it's a very good, I think it's the thing about Star Wars, at least is as far as I've come to kind of like know it, certainly in the current age, like kind of given like how many different types of Star Wars shows there are now and stuff like that. The coolest thing is that I tend to like Star Wars when it's like a little more simple and stuff like that. I think that sometimes when you boil it down to really kind of like simple archetypal base elements, I think that that's when the stuff can really be a shitload of fun. Not to say that I don't like all of like the dope ass lore and stuff like that goes into it, that you know, that's always there and that's always going to be fun. But I mean, like, at least that seems like that's definitely like where this episode went, where we're just like, we're kind of doing, you know, like we're doing like a little bit of a gangster type of a thing and a little bit of a morality tale, like, and a little bit of a of like some Western type stuff or whatever it was. And so like that was an element that I loved about it. For sure. And it was just all throughout the entire thing. Jason, what do you guys think? What were your general thoughts about this episode?
I had a blast. I thought it was great. It felt like the original trilogy to me. It felt really fun. I loved the cinematography. It was gorgeous. You know, we're talking a lot about like the cinematography was great, but there were a couple scenes where we'll talk a little bit about this later, but a little dark, you know, like at times. But I felt like it really captured that feeling of the original. Like when he's walking around in the sand, it felt, I mean, you know, we're never going to leave Tatooine.
We can't leave
in the Star Wars universe.
No. It's like it was a place like. I mean, it's kind of amazing. Like when you think about it, when like Luke was just like, well, if you're looking at like the most interesting place in the universe, you're in the planet that it's farthest from, and it's the motherfucking place that we literally can never get away from. And not that that's a bad thing. It's totally fine. I mean, like if it's good, I mean, like Mando, like kind of. You know, especially in this, like in Mandalorians and throughout season 1 and season 2. I mean, like that, I was kind of getting eye rolly with that sort of stuff, but it proved me wrong because it's like, it's a big blank canvas. And if you have, you know, as long as you put a interesting story and you put some monsters with 4 fucking arms and shit like that, like I'm going to be into it. I mean, like, I will say, like, I don't know. I've definitely noticed like a lot of weird, like hyper aggressive chatter from some people who are like, this episode was fucking bullshit. And this episode was like not really feeling it or whatever the fuck. And I'm just like,
why?
And I'm just like, well, no, I think it's just, I think it's like one of those things where it's like people on the internet, like they got their little hive mind thing. What's that?
People on the internet.
Full stop.
Yeah,
internet.
No, that's like, yeah, no, but it's like, but like where like, I think that it was like, I think it was a solid episode. Like I had a really good time with it. It wasn't amazing. Like, was it as amazing as like, or as revelatory as, and I don't know how it could be, but as like episode 1 of Mandalorian, you know, like where you have all this cool things. It's this fun story. And then this crazy reveal at the end and this adorable, like the most adorable motherfucking thing ever. You know what I mean? Shows up at the end. Like it doesn't reach those heights.
The dog was pretty cute.
The dog was cute, though. The dog was
the massive.
Yeah.
The
massive dog.
But I will say that I want Star Wars to just be Star Wars. I don't need Star Wars to be the best thing ever all the time.
Yeah.
So exhausting. I just want a nice fun time. And this is a nice fun time. Mandalorian was supposed to be a nice fun time, but then Baby Yoda happened, Grogu happened, and everybody lost their shit and it became the biggest thing ever. So like, I mean, I just want I want just like I guess it's a Star Wars vibe, because then I don't have to stress so hard about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really enjoying how easygoing this is. And I also like that everybody knows they're in a Star Wars show. Like if you're doing a Star Wars story, everyone in your story should know they're in a Star Wars story.
True.
And this like 100% like qualified that for me.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, like, I like the, you know what? It's very, I think it's kind of analogous to, people kind of like, it's like kind of like Solo. Like Solo to me is a pretty fucking fun, cool, simple Star Wars movie. Is it the greatest fucking movie of all time? No. Does it fucking tickle every fucking dick in the entire goddamn theater or whatever it is? It probably doesn't. But I thought that it was really
question. Which theater is this, and how do I get there?
that's that 4DX that they've been telling you about, or whatever it is.
It's like when I took my my nephew to. I took my nephew to see Into the Spider-Verse, and we went to one of those fancy theaters, and he's like, the sound is in my butt. And I'm like, you know what, kid?
The sound is in your butt.
Right. You're right, kid. So yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what? Movie theaters are dying.
Right.
We figured it out.
They're pulling out every stop and stuff like that. I remember okay, so this is probably we'll do this really quick because it was actually really funny, but it was probably definitely like a harbinger of like the year to come. So it was New Year's Day 2020. We had got done working a really busy shift. And also, obviously the before times had no fucking idea what was on the horizon. And we decide drunkenly the night before at 5 a.m, right before we were about ready to go home and hang it up. We're like, yeah, it's like, we'll go get some brunch. We'll go see the fucking Rise of Skywalker. Like, we'll totally fucking do that. Like, that sounds like a good time. And you know what? We'll go see it in 4DX, that fucking ride type of thing where the seats are moving and they're spraying shit on you or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. And I'm telling you, I was really hungover when I got up. I got progressively drunker as we went to brunch, and then we were in there and we're watching Rise of Skywalker, which is not a great time for the most part, but also we're getting rocked around. If I had one more drink, I would have fallen out of the chair at some point because it was moving around a lot, and then Ray and what's his face are fighting on the Death Star, and they're spraying water on us, and I have popcorn, and I'm like, where's this water coming from? Is this purified water? Where's this? What is this extra?
You can't think about it too hard. You'll throw up. You can't think about
it too hard. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It was pretty fucking wild and stuff like that. But anyway, there we go with one of our classic tangents. But I think, to be fair, I think it was a fairly strong opening. But a kind of very large palette to kind of go in a ton of different places, and I'll take that. I'll take a bunch of points of possibility over I don't know, something hyper specific and really kind of heady and stuff like that. At least as a start, I think in that stripe, I think it was pretty fucking good. So, all I know, I've been seeing this one a bunch lately. Where was it? Oh, it was so good. I said all that. I mean, we're all asking that question. Where's Glup Shitto? Do we know?
Do y'all know about Glup Shitto?
Is this a known character or is this a meme at this point?
Who's Glup Shitto?
Yes,
there's a character called.
So Kit Fisto and Glup Shitto.
Gather around, children. Let me tell you the story of Glup Shitto. Are you ready for this? Okay, so the first time I became aware of Glup Shitto's existence was around the direct period of time directly after Rise of Skywalker, and everybody was pissed the fuck off. And they were like, sure. These names are so dumb. I don't understand it. What is happening? And then the absurdist reductionists were like, okay, my favorite character in Rise of Skywalker was Glup Shitto. And then everybody started talking about Glup Shitto like they were an actual character.
They named it into existence, basically.
And so it's become like a kind of a call sign of here's a dumb Star Wars name in a character that nobody gives a shit about except for people who are way too online. That is the story of Glup Shitto. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it.
That's our kind of character.
Hang on, let me see if people have done fan art of Glup Shitto.
Oh my god, I love it. And I mean, like now, like, is that going to be like a thing like where it's going to take like about 5 to 10 years for it to eventually get up to like an executive or to like Favreau? Because like he acknowledged that he acknowledged like the holiday special as kind of canon. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, or he's inching closer and closer to it being canon and
So
stuff like that.
The very original first appearance of Glup Shitto is from a Tumblr user called Gom Jabbar,
Okay.
who was actually memeing on Star Wars nerds. And the text reads, every time a new Star Wars movie or show is announced, all the fans are like, OMG, Glup Shitto is back. Series of crying emojis.
I can't wait. Like, oh my god, I can't wait for the live action version of Glup Shitto. I can't like it'll be something I've wanted to see since I was 6 years old, or whatever the fuck it
And
is.
so people have just been memeing it to death because they love it. And I honestly, I love Glup Shitto. Glup Shitto is my favorite character in episode 9.
I think it's like a little bit of self-awareness, you know what I mean? Like too, you know what I mean? Because Kit Fisto is like, I remember being in the theater in 2002 and seeing this weird tentacle guy, and it's like, what's his name? Kit Fisto. Okay, like
okay.
Kit Fisto is for the gays.
What's that?
Yeah.
Kit Fisto is for the gays.
No, yeah, 100%. It's like, but like the whole, but like, and that's very analogous of the thing. So I kind of like that, like, they're at least becoming at least semi-aware, like within that thing. All right, so moving right along. It was, it's a fun episode, kind of like a gangstery movie type of episode and shit. Like there was like a bunch of that type of stuff going on. But did we have a favorite scene, y'all? Did you have a favorite scene in this episode? Traces, I'm going to kick it over to you. What was your favorite scene in this series?
Clearly. Max Rebo, baby. Max
Rebo dance.
Yeah, Max tonight.
Dude.
I'm so happy he didn't die in that pit, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to remember if he was on the barge. I'd have to go back. Was he on the sail barge or was okay? Yeah. So that thing blew up, but he was like probably one of those things. As soon as it started to go south, he would do like what any band member was like, dude, we're getting the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not waiting to get paid. Like, we're getting the fuck off the thing, dude. I mean, like,
also, Jabba was gonna fuck him anyway, so it's like not like actually fuck him, but like not pay him.
Financially.
I mean, probably. I mean, there's a lot of questions involved.
If you're a fin dom, it can definitely be both.
Yeah, right.
Right, yeah, for sure, 100%. So, I mean, so going in, and also, I mean, like that was in the Sanctuary. I think was that episode where like Jennifer Beals' character showed up, the Twi'lek, kind of madam or whatever it was, and stuff like that.
What's her name? Garza Fwip.
Is that what that is?
Garza Fwip, yes.
So that's like, and that's a Glup Shitto name if I ever fucking heard it. For sure. You know what I mean? Like
just throwing darts at like a boards of phonetics at this point.
It has to be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
somebody in the comments was talking. They're like, "Oh, Jennifer Beals looks so hot," and I'm like, so the ears they're called the leku. They looked so like shiny and like weirdly they looked extra horny in this episode. They were doing it for some people.
Oh yeah, right. Well, I mean, like, no, I mean, she did. Well, there was like, this whole episode was kind of like that. Okay, like whatever fucking what's his name? Like whatever cream that what's his name is using from he's the comic actor that everybody loves. He's in Clueless and he was just in Ghostbusters.
Paul Rudd.
Rudd. Yeah, they got the Paul, like, but everybody on this thing's got the Paul Rudd cream because like Jennifer Beals looks awesome. And she's 58. I mean, like we got Ming-Na Wen is also 58 and is just fucking incredible. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, nah, she's like 40 or something like that or whatever.
No, I was the same. I was like,
45.
no, she's probably just like a 40-year-old lady.
Yeah,
no,
right, absolutely.
Dude, I'm going to be 44 in 2 days, and I look like garbage. And like, I don't understand how I could look any better in 14 years. It's not happening. This is as good as it's going to be. Whatever.
That's why we're not famous.
Yeah, it's true. It's
right,
very true.
Absolutely. And so that was, and then also, I mean, like No Slouch himself. I mean, like Boba himself, like fucking looks. He's 60. Tamara Morrison's 60. He's 60 years old, and he's like,
we'll get there. He looks it.
Oh,
he looks it,
especially in this episode because he's like, I mean, because he looks like a toe that like you've been soaking in the fucking tub in a hot tub for like.
It looked like
a
a
little too
turtle
long.
toe.
Didn't he look like it? He looked like a hot tub toe, like or whatever it is.
Hot tub toe.
Are you okay, Maddie? Maddie, you okay? Do you need a minute? Oh my god! I mean, like we'll get to
Trying
it. But yes.
so hard not to choke on my boba.
Whoa! Oh, that's yeah. Like everybody's saying that in the sanctuary too. You know what I mean? Like, bada bing. No, but the
God.
yeah. So there was like a lot of. So there was a lot of that going on in the episode. So I think that's I think that's a pretty fucking fair point. Like so that was the collective Drace favorite scene was kind of like the Cantina Sanctuary, Max Rebo showing up and stuff like that, right?
I mean, I can't top whenever a Cantina band or a Star Wars bar shows up. It's always my favorite scene.
Yep, every time.
Because you get the most like amount of different aliens all in one spot. Like you get all the extras, and that's what I like.
Yeah, we also got a new band member too, like the drummer.
Who's the new band member?
That little droid guy.
They're letting droids drum now.
They sure are.
They're letting
As they should.
Yeah,
As
I mean,
they
you know, no, again, they've come a long way. I mean, like, you know, that was like again a very telling thing. Like when they went into the bar from A New Hope. And you know, it's like that was before you got that big old, very obviously English guy, like from like 1976. It's like where he's just like, you're droids. We don't allow your kind in here. To like a droid serving in the fucking place when they went back to it. So the droid, you know, they're getting there as far as you know,
droids' rights have come a long way.
Droids' rights have come a long fucking way, absolutely. And so, like,
yeah, and they cumbiaed it up. You know, they're getting on that Latin flavor. They're on the trends.
The drummer is from a Latin planet.
He's a Latin
and
droid.
Maybe he's from Fest. Maybe he's from Cassian Andor's planet.
It could be, absolutely.
Dude, I'm just saying, Funko Pop, take my goddamn money and give me that guy. Like, just like somebody give me a drumming droid action figure. Mm-hmm. Like, do it now.
Cool. Like, you could do the ones where they wind up and they kind of play along with the fucking song or something like that. I could totally set that shit up. That would be great. Yeah. No, I do like that he could be from Cassian Andor's, but it's like I've been drumming on this kit since I was 6 years old. You know what I mean? Like that's what they're saying.
Love it.
Like, but yeah. So fave scene. I mean, like one that I like. I mean, I think mine's kind of like about a 50-50 as far as like. I mean, like as far as like, well, hold on, Maddie, what was your favorite scene? Let's get there, and then I'll go with my because I got two little guys. But what was your favorite one?
Okay, my favorite scene. I'm gonna be a little contrary here. My favorite scene from this episode was also the cantina scene, but not because of the musicians. They were great because when you walk in and you're like, oh, this is Disney trying to sell a new bar for their park.
Big
because
time.
Everybody has like upgraded and everybody looks cute and they're like, oh my God, we're in the cantina from A New Hope. And like, it's all fancy now. And there are a bunch of humans, not a lot of weird aliens. And so I was just like, wow, this is the Disneyification of Star Wars.
Well,
right
like,
here.
I can see that a little bit. Yeah. It's like, and also like, and then like you get greeted by two like very fuckable fucking Twi'leks like show up. Not that Twi'leks have never been.
Also, possibly trans Twi'lek, because I don't know if you know about this. So you know how you have Bib Fortuna, who's got the pointy teeth and the weird eyebrow ridge, of course. But he doesn't have the ear caps. Only female Twi'leks have the ear caps. So,
nice.
So that little Twi'lek, if you will, rolling up.
I was calling him that. I was calling him that.
He's the
in my head.
He's a Twi'lek.
He's a Twi'lek.
Love it.
A Twi'lek.
Yeah, hairless.
He has the ear cones that are because Twi'leks are sexually dimorphic, which means that the males and the females of the species are supposed to look different and have different features. And he just went like full titty out, like ear caps, ear cones, like so. I don't know. You know, people are like, "Oh, it's just somebody who was dumb and didn't put a prop on there." But I'm choosing to believe that this is trans rep in Star Wars, and it's what we deserve.
We'll take what we can get. I mean, you know what I mean? Like that's that's kind of like a thing where it definitely. I mean, like I'm sure that I'm sure that if enough fanfare gets made, that Disney will try to claim that was what it was.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I
totally.
mean? They're like, oh yeah, we totally meant to do that. They were like, and like we also had it was also a third from the back, like in like a wide establishing shot or something or whatever.
Roses is over here killing me. Sexuality in my Star Wars. Don't let Disney hear you.
Well, that's what we were kind of saying is that we've talked about this a bunch, where it's just most of all of the Disney stuff, like Marvel, up until very recently, I think they kind of did I think a sex scene in the Eternals, but when Disney shows up, the best that you're gonna get is an earnest hug. You know what I mean? The sexuality has been drained out of Star Wars.
I know, and they already blew up the pleasure barge. So but he did take over the pleasure palace. So
he did.
We got something
sitting on the thick throne and everything like that for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well,
what's your favorite scene?
That's a lovely. I love that, Maddie. That's a really good one. Mine were two kind of interesting ones, and they're kind of they're a little bit more basic than that. I really like you guys' picks over there, but the ones that I dug a lot was, again, we talked about this when in our video when we did the review, when we did the reaction of it, but we talked about how I love how unafraid they've been to just really interweave, they've kind of gone, we've talked about this stylistically and kind of aesthetically, they've kind of reset into a little closer to a New Hope, kind of classic painterly type of style and stuff like that, as far as how the world looks and how it's filmed and everything. But I do love it when they interweave all of the prequel era stuff, when we got that flashback very early on, and we literally get to see Daniel Logan again. They comped him from the takes that they shot of him in the year fucking 2000 or whatever, and put him back in it, looking at the helmet and stuff like that and all that sort of stuff. And then roping that back around with all the flashbacks that we sort of had. It was cool. It was a cool way to I don't know. It was a really interesting way to kind of interweave that stuff. And I'm also wondering, if we're gonna get, is that gonna be a motif that we have throughout the whole show? Are we gonna get flashbacks throughout the whole thing, or is this just gonna kind of be from this episode on? I think that they might do a couple more, because I think that they're still trying to profile emotionally where Boba Fett is at, and kind of why I don't know. He was the bounty hunter that stole fucking Han Solo, and he was man of few words and didn't give a fuck and was cold blooded, and now he's wants to be fair and rule with respect and do all this stuff that he talks about throughout the whole episode. And so I don't know. I mean, I think that we're gonna get some more flashbacks. I just don't know. I would love it if we got a mid-20s one with Daniel Logan, who's the appropriate age now. I think that would be really fucking cool. And then the tribute scene was just chef's kiss, fun stuff with the with the gangster moviness of it all and shit. And you get all these different guys coming in. You get that fucking kick-ass Transdoshan dude coming in with a Wookiee pelt, which was which was very so good, which was awesome. And again, it's all these little things that you have this scene, and then somebody on the internet comes in and and they tells you, and even though I had known about the kind of a little bit of the feud between Transdoshans and Wookiees or whatever it is, but it's just little stuff like that it's these little points that you're able to kind of go and either learn more about the world, or it kind of rewards you for having kind of known that and engaging it and stuff like that, which I thought
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and also just getting, I don't know, just having him on that thing, just having them all come in and stuff like that. It was a cool, giving you a little bit of a snapshot. I think that Transdoshan even said, he was may you never leave Mos Espa. And it's just and you're just oh, okay. So I'm, everybody doesn't want me here. Cause it seems the mayor is the one that's really running the show. Bib Fortuna was just kind of a figurehead. And you know what I mean? Him, the weird, the guy who looks like the main creator of I Think You Should Leave, that weird emissary of the mayor. For a second I thought that
the
was
major domo. He's the major domo.
Yeah. But it was just, I don't know. It was definitely, it was just a fun bit of I love that stuff where it's like little context clues as far as world building and where the story is going to kind of go from there. So that was all that scene was. So I really dug that shit, for sure. Shout out to real quick, Luminara. Thank you so much, my dear. Boba better use his jetpack this season. It has to happen. I mean, like, I think that it's going to happen.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope he gets a new jetpack because we know that his original armor was taken by the Jawas, and Cobb Vanth buys it to have it for Mandalorian. So I hope he gets a new jetpack, and I hope he uses that. That would be great.
I mean, like, it does work, even though that was a little cute detail that they had where they had to hit it in almost the exact same spot as they hit it in Return of the Jedi to get it to work or whatever it was. So hopefully he gets somebody to take a look at that. And I think that I don't think that we have anything to worry about as far as that. We have to. I think we're still on the apology train for letting him die such a dumbass death that he did in fucking Return of the Jedi. And so I think that we're going to get to see him rock that jetpack like a fair amount. They did nerf him a little bit in that fight sequence. That's just something that another people brought up that was like something that they didn't like. And I guess so, but it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, he just got out of the back of the tank. Like,
he's an old man.
Yeah, he's older. You know what I mean? So like that was definitely like something that but I think that we're gonna be okay. I think as far as like it's not gonna be like if, it's going to be when and how often, I think, as far as like the jetpack stuff and everything. Mm-hmm. And we're moving right along. We got ourselves the episode MVP. This is one of my favorite prompts, but mostly because it's really fun to see some of the curveballs that we get over here. Let's start with you, Maddie. Who was your MVP for this episode? Oh, look at that. She's already warming up. She's already ready to fucking unleash it. Yeah. What you got?
Patton Oswalt.
Oh,
yeah, actually,
yeah. Absolutely. In 2014, fucking like reaching like the long hand of comedy comes in and sort of like and manifests this awesome moment. You know what I mean?
I want to see the script, and if they did just like word for word do in the script instructions where it just said pan down from the twin sons of Tatooine. Like I
want to know what the script says. Yeah,
I want to see if it's just word for word.
I hope it is.
The script would literally just be that, and it would be like, and it would have just like a hyperlink to the YouTube clip.
Right.
And it's like watch from minute 114 to 243, and then you got it. You know what I mean?
That's it. It's one that exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be fucking weird. I mean, then the other thing is it's always been interesting, definitely like in the Favreau Filoni kind of stewarding of, especially of this show, like how much, like how aware they are of comedians and their relationship to Star Wars, and having done bits about Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. Because that's also the Bill Burr-ness of it all. Like that's how Bill Burr got, like, because he's. Like I think it was like one of those things where he had a special coming out on the same day as like I think The Force Awakens or something, one from one of the new movies, and he just spent like literally like 3 minutes just ripping into Star Wars fans like and shit, and it's like and in this best like Boston dad way, you know what I mean? Like we're just like, yeah, the fucking trash bin is talking to the fucking talking dog or whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean? Like and shit, you know, like and then you know. Like them being fans of it, they're like, all right, let's put you in the Star Wars. I think it'd be great. You know what I mean? Like, and so that was, and I think that's a really good, astute. I mean, that has to be fucking nuts. You know what I mean? Like, and Brian Posehn was in like episode 1 of The Mandalorian too, and he's a big fucking comedian who's like a big fucking nerd and loves the world and shit. No, I love that. I mean, like. Maddie, what do you think? Give me Patton Oswalt's face when he was watching that episode of the show. Like when it happened, like he hits play, he watches his bit manifest. Like,
so I think he was probably like, and then he does the Leo point.
Yeah.
He jumps out of his chair and he's jumping around like dancing. And he did it. But actually, he has already reacted to this.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
And he has said, to say I'm touched is putting it lightly. And yeah, Book of Boba Fett rocks. You're welcome.
There we go. Oh my God.
The legend himself.
Seriously though. I mean, like it's got to be weird. I mean, like, or it's just like anything. I mean, like that's a reaction video that I would love to see. I mean, that would be fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, so like, that was like a cute moment, and it was one of those ones where, and also I think it was one of those things where he had like some loose notes, but that whole like 14-minute bit that he did in that community thing was just like off the top. Kind of,
yeah,
or whatever.
It was extremely out of pocket. Yeah,
yeah. Like, I think I'm sure he spitballed a couple of things, but he goes like, "I'm just gonna kind of go and filibuster this thing and do whatever." Oh my God! Look at we got Dino Vader. Here's a small contribution to the beautiful moments you made for your sister Amanda. Oh shit! Well, that's amazing. I mean, well, hit us up with a question or a theory or anything like that if you want to. But we appreciate that so much, y'all.
I like
Absolutely.
Team Chaos's comment. MVP was that Rodian who was just bonkers good at finding those water Easter eggs.
No.
Honestly,
That guy, no, do not give him anything. That guy's a fucking snitch.
He's a snitch. Like, I hate him, but I really liked that comment. I thought it was funny.
No, it was a good comment.
I want that Rodian to die, like full stop.
I mean, we've had.
I guess he did.
He did. He got stomped into the sand. I think.
Wasn't enough for me.
There was a minute in that fucking fight where like the Ray Harryhausen guy like comes to fuck up and like he grabs him by like the head, and I was like, Are we gonna have this guy
gore? I was waiting for him to rip off his head.
Have you ever seen they have those little like squishy puppet things where you can like squish them and their eyes kind of come out? It looks exactly like the head of a Rodian, where like you can squeeze it and it's like.
Yeah, 100%, man. No, I mean, like, he was. I mean, like, that was fun. I remember we kind of talked about that. Morgan, you had pointed that out when we were doing our watch. Was like, they're looking for these little pods and stuff like that. Then Morgan was just like, well, this makes the desert way less scary. You know what I mean?
If you just
like, farming is that easy. Like, what the heck?
You want to know what I would imagine is the case is because they had to walk up. It seems like they had to walk a pretty long way, right?
Yeah.
To get there. There's probably like where there's like we know that there's a spot where we think that some of these are. They're not over every single part of the desert, and that's probably why. Well, no, because I think that's a fair point. But I'm just I was just thinking about it. I was like, well, that would make sense because if that were because then they wouldn't even have to walk that far if they needed to fucking like away from the camp and shit like that to find them. And that's also probably why that big boy that the big fucking like Harryhausen Goro guy like was probably
out there,
underneath the sand. Because he goes like
because of water sources,
yeah. Like that. So that's because
snacking on watermelons.
No, he's waiting for the prey because it's just like any desert where there's a water source.
Yep,
like the predators,
like a crocodile,
will stalk it.
Yeah,
because your prey will have to.
They'll just hang out, and we're like, we're gonna fucking.
It's a literal thirst trap.
It's a thirst trap.
Oh my God, that's a good one. That's such a good one. I gotta pull this one out from retirement. Like that's a great live action floppy from ATLA. I found that it's one of the most random, ridiculous images. But every single time,
and also blessed at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's cursed and blessed. It's cursed/blessed for sure. Absolutely. Who else is the episode MVP over there, Draces? What do you got for us?
What do y'all think?
The dog.
The dog
did great.
The dog did great.
They're pretty good.
I agree with that.
And I'm refusing to learn his alien name because he's just the dog.
I don't know if he has a name.
They called it a mastiff, didn't they?
No, it's
mastiff.
I got you. Sorry.
I thought it was a Vornsker, which is a space wolf, which is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. And then I was real bummed when they were like massive growls, and I was like, "No, I want a Vornsker."
He's a good pup. He did his job.
Force-sensitive space wolves. They're so cool.
Oh,
he does. I mean, like,
it's a lot of things.
He definitely does have like a big because like he fucking ganks the fucking Rodian, and then as soon as that happens, though, with no hesitation, he jumps forward and tries to bite that do we have a name for the monster that was in the beginning or did
Goro?
Goro.
Might as well, right? Goro Rodian or whatever. No,
I do like how he could switch from like Centaur mode to like to Monstar mode very easily.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was very cool.
Yeah, that was that was awesome. That when he kind of came down, he started kind of. It's like when I need to move quickly, I'm gonna go. Yeah, basically turned into a centaur, which I thought was really, really cool. Yeah, the pup was fun, and it was also like it was definitely there was like we weren't gonna have just him like it was like when you show a character, he also like they got to be kind of good with animals, even though Boba like punches this one in the face.
He did punch the dog
or whatever.
I didn't like that.
Right, like well, he did that, and then he gave him a pet. He was like, "Hey, sorry about that,
Yeah,
buddy."
the
like,
dog forgave him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know.
No, absolutely. Yeah. So like,
Well, I didn't.
So Boba's on the shit list. You know what I mean? Like, apparently, but yeah, I think that and those things they definitely reminded me. Did anybody here see that sequel to the Predators or whatever?
Yep. I seen that. Yeah, that dog.
It looked a lot like those Predator dogs, but a lot cuter. It's got a lot bigger eyes. You give them kind of big eyes, and they'll kind of like it'll come around to it. Oh, thank you so much, Jai. We appreciate. Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year.
Known fucking Jai for a long time. Been on the Patreon. Been on the fucking channel for a long time and everything. Oh, I love this. I was ready to pull my belt on this Tusken Raider kid, Luminara.
Little badass kids.
Me and you, y'all. Because I'm telling you, because as far as my MVP was two things. I call him the little shithead Tusken Raider, who I call Teddy the Tusken Raider.
Teddy, that's so cute.
That's fucking like, who is that? Oh, that's that prick Teddy from down the way and from the other hut. Like he's always beating up on the prisoners and fucking leading the way and shit like that. But that scene was so, I don't know, just kind of ridiculous and weird as far as like, like they just like, that'd be kind of fun if we just started hitting them.
Like I said, that's their television. That's their video games. They don't have any of that. You just have to like beat up the old guy.
Beat the POW who looks like a troll.
I recently rewatched the movie The Florida Project. And if you want to like, those are the gold standard of like feral children. And I'm just picturing like those feral children as the Tusken children.
50 feral children. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God, but then we get Willem Dafoe as like the super or whatever. Just hanging around. Willem Dafoe in a Star Wars.
And he just Boba Fett chasing off child molesters.
Huh?
Willem Dafoe chases off in a very badass scene in the Florida Project as a super.
Yeah, okay.
He like fucking beats the shit out of that one creepy old man.
There
and
we
it's awesome.
go. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, if piracy is involved, we got to make sure that we say it aloud on camera for sure. Like,
no, I was saying if we're like putting him in a Star Wars only action scene in that movie, he like wanders around, fixes things, and talks to birds. But then he has one action scene, and the one action scene is him beating up an old man.
It's him beating up a pervert for sure. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, and that movie was awesome. Actually, I really liked that movie a lot. But yeah, no, like him as now. Would you want sensitive, nice Willem Dafoe, or would you want evil Willem Dafoe?
Green Goblin.
I want full Lighthouse.
Oh,
that's the correct answer. Absolutely batshit crazy.
I would love it.
Yeah,
that's the correct one.
How long have we been on this sail barge? 2 weeks? 4 parsecs?
I mean, I could say the same. How long have we been walking around in Tatooine in this episode? Fucking desert walking for like 10 minutes in this like 40-minute episode. Like, come on.
It's like, why'd you spill your beans to me, Boba? Like, or whatever it was. Yeah, like, I love that. I'm just gonna do all of the Lighthouse references. Shout out to SC. MVP are the two. These two thick Gamorreans who 100% deserve a spin-off series.
Sam, yes.
Because
yes.
They were gonna be my other one because I was having a Teddy the Tusken Raider shithead kid was going to be one, and then who I'm calling Greg and Gordon Gamorrean guards. Greg and Gordon, the two Gamorrean guards.
All about alliteration lately.
I know I've been hitting it or whatever, but I mean, like how could you not? But Greg and Gordon, the two Gamorrean guards, were pretty great, except for there was like the one time like where I think they were getting like they got separated?
They initially got surrounded, like I swear those little piggy brothers were behind them, and then all of a sudden they were nowhere to be found. And that's why I thought they were on the take. I thought they were in on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come running up and they're like, "Hoi!" And I'm like, "Where have you been?"
I think maybe one of them was having and I call them Scott and Steve, so that's really funny.
Okay,
cool.
Greg and
There we
Gordon.
go.
But it's I think they had to have a moment, right, where they were like, I don't know, maybe we should just let this guy die. Then they were like, no, we really can't do that. We're loyal. We have to prove our loyalty. Why else are we here? And then they're like, okay, yeah. And then they're like, do you have a weapon? And they're like, do you have a weapon? And they will say, no, we don't have a weapon. So they got to go like rob like some poor like market person and get some weapons and then come running back.
Okay.
Maybe there's a little. Maybe there's a little bit of that. I mean,
Bebop and Rocksteady. Yes.
Oh, there we go.
It is Bebop and Rock.
Thank you all in the game. Thank you all in the game.
Yeah,
Also,
that's it.
Gotta give a shout out to Marcus who's hopping in on the thing where, as far as like the lighthouse stuff. You're a fan of McClunky, aren't you?
Yes,
I'm all about this shit for sure. No, but I mean, like the Gamorreans were fun. It was, I was definitely with you, Morgan, where it's like, I was like, did they just leave them? Because I'm assuming that everybody is trying to kick out Boba and Fennec at this point. I'm sure they just they're like, Bib Fortuna was just basically like an empty suit, like a placeholder, you know what I mean? Like a little bit, and we were kind of more playing him as opposed to the other way around, with Jabba and shit. So I was wondering about that, but then they came out and they fucking, I don't know, they flexed those, they flexed their muscle and they did what they were supposed to, but they were also
flexed their Hulk paint.
They were like, for sure. They were definitely, but remember there was that point where I think it was, where Jennifer Beals' character was like, would you like us to feed and hose down your Gamorreans for you real quick? And that was like, whoa, getting the
Gamorreans really get no love.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They get no love.
Oh my God. Yeah.
They don't even get clothes. They just get little weird, skirts.
Yeah,
that's about it. Loincloths.
Kind of like little tunics.
Why
the Gamorreans were clearly busy updating their only hams. Oh my God, incredible. They're in the top 1 percentile of only hams contributors or whatever it says on their page.
Not the only hams.
Only hams, man.
Only hams.
No, I love it. I love it so much. That's so good. So that's kind of like that. I think that covers most of our MVPs and stuff like that. I mean, also there's for it to be say shout out to Tamara Morrison and Fan, and Ming-Na Wen. This whole show is going to be their relationship and stuff like that. And I like this interesting. I just hope that they kind of one thing that I do hope that they explore a little bit more is what he did to save her, because we never really saw that. We just know that she was left for dead in the desert by that
he turned her into a cyborg somehow.
And then he got her fixed up or something like that. So I'm wondering if they're going to be doing any flashbacks that fill some of that stuff in too. You know what I mean? I could definitely see that could be something that they could be going on with. So we'll move on from the MVPs and stuff like that. And another one that I think is a lot of fun. And because, I think it's good to turn a critical eye, even though you might be enjoying the show, the McClunky moment of the episode. Something that you would either a moment or something about the episode that you didn't like or that you think could have been done better.
36 minutes of walking in the desert.
36 minutes? It was 3 minutes.
I think it was 8 hours. How long have we been in this desert?
A long time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it felt that. I felt it a little bit. I think it was also because it was just, you're kind of coming off of the Sarlacc pit. You're just that was interesting, him getting out, and that was super gross and shit like that, But you thought it went on for too long for you, D?
Yeah, it's I mean, they were just trying to they were literally beating him down.
Yes,
and it was just I just don't have time for this shit.
Right.
Get to it. Just just him walking around looking like powder. Just
sure. Even though
in his little Humpty Dumpty outfit,
he fully came out of the cocaine Sarlacc and not the
he looked like he came out of the cocaine Sarlacc, except for just his skin. It looked like it was so. You were expecting it to be kind of dry and stuff like that, but he'd been, I don't know how long he'd been in the Sarlacc pit at that point. You know what I mean? How long that really that happened.
10 years, could have been 50 years. We don't know.
We don't know. It could be 50. Could have been 1,000. Apparently, it takes 1,000 years to digest something, and it's like, wouldn't the food have gone bad by that point? Like, what the hell's like? Sarlacc's got to pick it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
We know it's before Boba shows up in The Mandalorian, and we know it's after Return of the Jedi, obviously. And Mandalorian takes place about 7 or 8 years after Return of the Jedi.
Well, hold on. I thought it was after he dropped. They did the thing like where he kind of did like the weird speed run and then fucked off because it would have been weird for him to run into Luke, right? At the end of it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. So like, I know this is before. Like, this show is happening before, or at least those flashbacks are happening before Mandalorian.
Yes, the flashbacks.
Yeah, so him getting out of the Sarlacc happens before Mandalorian.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
So like it would have been like max 5 years, 5-6 years, I think.
Yeah, no, that would. Yeah, I mean, like, and they have a lot of. Like, it's kind of why I hope that they keep going with some of the flashback stuff because I think there's a lot of interesting shit there. I mean, like, and a lot of different stuff that you could go into a bunch of different eras, and I think that could be really, really cool. For
definitely,
yeah, for sure, and also, yeah, I mean, like, I'm with you, Tim. Like, just some Fennec backstory too. I know that Fennec's been featured in like the Bad Batch, and has been in a bunch of, and it's been in a bunch of other some of the animated stuff in various eras and shit like that. So, but like seeing Ming-Na Wen be able to do that stuff, I think would be fucking awesome. So
I just want her to be mysterious and powerful forever. Like I want her backstory when we earn it. Like I don't want to have to explain her. Like nobody explained Boba for 40 years, and everybody's fucking jacking themselves over him. So like I would like for Fennec to just be like an all-powerful badass for a while before we delve into her origins, in my opinion.
Okay, I can see that. No, I mean, like, and that only helps kind of, sometimes that almost helps build a character even more because it leads to more speculation. It leads to people more kind of imbuing themselves onto the character. So I think that that's actually pretty fair. That's a fair assessment, Maddie. Morgan, did you have a McClunky moment? Was there anything for you in there?
He should have stole that guy's rings. When the guy came from the mayor, he didn't have shit, didn't have a gift.
That would have been cool.
He should have. That would have been cool. Just been like, well,
taking his clothes and his jewelry off of him and sent him back to the mayor. That would have sent an appropriate message, in my opinion.
Yeah, like we're not violent here, but I will take what's mine.
I'm the new daimyo of Tatooine. Everybody sit the fuck down. This is how we're gonna do it. Like,
do not come to me empty-handed again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's
empty-handed. He had those beautiful rings, and I was just like, I kept screaming, like, take the rings,
take the goddamn rings. You know? No, I think that's very fair. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just. I think it's going to be about him figuring out like the balance, like how do I seem like a pushover or not? I mean, like, and then Fennec has time and time again throughout the whole episode saying like, you should be being carried like through the thing. Like you're Lord Fett now, which actually sounds really fucking cool. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's Lord Fett. It's like, Lord Fett come to the dark side of the Force. Because Palpatine is still hanging around apparently, like fucking and sucking across the galaxy and cloning Snokes and doing whatever the fuck else he's doing and shit. He's over there. I mean, it's literally happening as we speak in this universe. But him and she wants to go hard. She wants to go like crack heads and do all this stuff, and he does not. And so I think that's going to be the big kind of tug of war between the two of them. Is just like and like whether or not he's able to kind of let the leash up, because like he dealt so much damage in that opening scene, getting the armor back, not knowing if it's like not knowing if like the rockets are loaded, not knowing how good of a fucking, you know, like how good the of condition everything's in, and he fucking laid waste to so many stormtroopers. And like and this was kind of my McClunky moment. It's not really like a critique so much as it was just like, really, dog? Like, because there was that part where he vaporizes one of those like basically like one of those parkour. I'm assuming they're emissaries of the mayor. You know what I mean? Like they seemed kind of official, and they, you know, like, and that's kind of how they seemed. And like he vaporizes one and then tells Fennec, "We need them alive." And it was just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
12 seconds later.
Alive. And it's like, dude, like, it's like a typical fucking boss. Do as I say, not as I do. Like it's like don't make sure you don't get too drunk when you're working, and then they're fucking shit faced like at the bar, like while you're fucking driving up a crazy tab and shit like that, and not fucking worrying about it and everything.
I think that's kind of a power move though, to like explode someone and then go, don't do that. Do something else.
I like it. And then
they only needed one alive.
It's true.
And that was great. I mean, like that, and they had that perfect scene where she kicked that one motherfucker straight off.
The calculus in her eyes, you could see it. She was like
I got myself a fucking murder boner, and I'm going to be satisfied.
Mark Sean down is scared and horny.
You know what I mean? Like that's what she did. She's like, I can keep one. That's the only one that I got to keep, and I got to take it back or whatever it is. But yeah, but that was the only one. I mean, and again, that's not even that big of like that's not that. It's not like a big critique or like a big problem I had for the episode. I mean, like I think that it was. I'm totally fine. I am totally fine with a Star Wars story that has very small stakes, that doesn't have that isn't have like, I don't know, I guess like this whole like the fate of the fucking universe and all this kind of stuff hanging in the balance and shit like that. I think the stuff that I really seem to dig is like a little more kind of grounded, work a day, like how the world actually works. I think that's like we've talked about that stuff a bunch of times. It's like when we in Mando in season 2, like in with all the Mon Calamaris that are wearing their fucking fisherman suits and shit like that and everything, and their sweaters and stuff, and like just how this world operates. I'm just always fascinated.
Just work
by
in the
shit.
Sea.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, so that's kind of like the stuff that I really gravitate towards and everything. Anybody else got any more McClunky moments before we move on? What you got?
So one of my favorite things about Leia Organa is that she kicks ass and she literally murders the person who sex slaved her by taking a chain and choking him to death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when Boba Fett did the same thing to the sand creature, I was screaming. I was spitting rage. I was like, I cannot believe they gave a Hut Slayer moment to this fucking man. Like, it literally illegal. Does not deserve it. That moment was completely unearned. Like, I really honestly thought it was just like I was like, we can't have, like, Leia can't have one thing. Leia cannot have one single thing. You have to give it to a man. Like, fuck this. Absolutely.
Boba bit her style. Not cool, Boba.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing, I mean, like, it must have, I mean, like, because he didn't see that happen because he was too busy fucking rolling down the fucking pit and falling into the fucking Sarlacc or whatever it is. Because that would have been pretty awesome. That would have been pretty awesome if he's like rolling down and like that's what's gonna happen in the next like special edition that they do in the year 20 fucking 58 or whatever, the 57, or whatever, and like you're gonna see him rolling like he's like and then they're gonna kind of look up and they're just like, oh wow, that's kind of pretty cool, I should try to do that, and then falls into
that move.
Could not be me, Sean. Could not be
you. You're not gonna sign off on it, huh?
I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. I was like, why are they giving it this? They were like, oh, it's an Easter egg, and I was like, no, it's fucking dumb. It's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was like it's one of those things where it's like it would have been interesting, or you could have just done like an AT-AT type of a thing where he takes the chain and wraps up his legs or something like that.
I thought he was gonna do.
Yeah, right, or something, and then maybe like the little kid comes in with his fucking thing, and then they take him out together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have liked to see that.
Yeah. And it was clearly let's do the thing from the thing.
Let's do the thing from the thing. I mean, sort of. I mean, like, I don't know. But you got a chain and you're in a fight for your life. That's just kind of happened. I mean, like
typical. The two guys don't get it.
No, I get it.
I mean, because I didn't see that.
What's that?
That was literally the first thing in my brain. Morgan, did you feel that when you were watching it?
I didn't. I was just like, oh, it's like the thing from the thing, and I was just like, I was not that like excited about it.
Right.
I don't think, but I was like, I didn't think like, oh, that's Leia's thing immediately.
Now, I didn't think that.
If they
now you pointed it out.
If they had given that to Fennec Shand, like later when she gets herself into trouble with the mayor or something, that I would have loved. That would have been like an honest homage.
But specifically, like her killing like a really bad person.
Yeah.
Well,
like it's gotta be.
They did have to, but they had to marry it with another Star Wars trope where it's just like, oh, we happen upon a creature in this universe and we murder it to death within 5 minutes.
Not bothering nobody. You woke him up.
Yeah.
You came to his house and you woke him up.
You were digging up his water poops. Like, come on.
Ooh, it's his water poops?
Oh,
maybe it's water poops.
Is he pooping water?
Actually, that would make sense if there's a creature that poops water.
No, but what if those are his poops, and so that's why it's like that's why
they were turd burgling.
That's what they were turd burgling. Okay, so this is what happens because Teddy the Tusken Raider knows that he poops pods of water, and so but he goes like, but I'm not going to be the one to dig those shits up. I'm going to get the prisoner, my 2 POWs that I have to do it, to do it for us. No, I mean
this old man and the snitch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the old man and the snitch.
Now there's a Western.
Greatest short story ever.
Chaos. They broke into his bathroom and killed him. Tragic.
They literally did.
He got Tywin Lannister just killed on the shitter.
I mean, kind of. I mean, like, so that creature pooping the water pods is like why. So that wraps the whole thing up because then Morgan, it's not the desert isn't like this that's apparently not as bad of a joint. You know what I mean? With all these water pods everywhere, but you got to get close to the creature to like in order to get this water pods to clean up to literally eat and drink his shit. You know what I mean? Which is pretty awesome.
Water poops. That's my contribution.
Water poops.
You know what? It's canon. That creature poops the water.
There's no changing it. Ain't no changing it. Ain't no logins. You know that for sure. Shout out to April B over there. McClunky moment. No Stephen Strange because he's damn sure in the universe at this point.
You're not wrong, April. You're not wrong.
Listen, that's the other thing is that like people also don't forget about the fact that like you go back to that Patton Oswalt bit where
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, but he talks
Don't
about
they show up?
He literally
Thanos shows up.
He literally talks about the Infinity Gauntlet, and that's a way to cross universes and shit like that. Which, let's just be honest. I mean, I know it's probably already happened in like a Kingdom Hearts game or something or whatever the fuck it is, like possibly. But
it's happened in Fortnite.
It's happening for oh god, yes, a wretched hive of scum and villainy. Like you know what I mean, like Fortnite. You know what I mean, like no, but like I think that, but he called like them getting into all of that stuff, and like so I thought that was so maybe I don't know, like when does Patton get when do you get a writing credit? Like when are they just like, listen, we got to start paying some royalties for Mr. Oswalt
just straight
over
up
there.
Inducted him into Star Wars Story Group.
Yeah,
he's now the shadow member of Star Wars Story Group.
There you go. I'm with it. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, I mean, and again, like, also like, there's a bunch of fucking everybody's been tossing around Benedict Cumberbatch to be Thrawn, so we might get.
Yeah,
it's Lars Mikkelsen.
Well, no.
I mean,
Lars, because and he's the guy. He plays Stregobor on The Witcher,
and he's also the voice of.
And he does the voice for Thrawn. He would be another Katie Sackhoff thing where you could literally just paint him blue.
Just cast him.
Yeah, you got him, and he could knock it out of the park. And I think that he already has such a handle on the character, and he's an accomplished fucking like film actor. So like I think that would be, he's already in the Rolodex, and I think that Thrawn is so impressive and like interesting or capable of being interesting that I think having a bit more of an unknown. I know that he's not like Lars Mikkelsen is not an unknown, but I mean like he's not like Benedict Cumberbatch, like Smaug is not fucking coming over to be fucking, like, or Doctor Strange is coming over to be this character.
It would be hard for Benedict Cumberbatch to not be Benedict Cumberbatch in a Star Wars thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, totally. I mean, like, and so I think that and I think that that's always been a strength of a bunch of Star Wars like stories and stuff like that, it's them going after unknowns or going them after people that aren't really that well established, and so they can just be the character. So I mean, like, yeah, so I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that for sure. Oh, I think we got I think McClunkies are all out of the way. I think we've aired our grievances a little bit. I think we're all right. If you guys are ready to move on.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. We have this one. One of the ones that I think is a lot of fun. All too easy Easter eggs. And this is definitely where fucking Maddie comes to shine for sure. But it's kind of like your favorite reference to either previous Star Wars movies, stories, lore, etc., or possibly especially like I know the ones that I kind of pick up on, like if there's references to like media that has like inspired Star Wars. That's stuff that I usually kind of catch like pretty regularly and stuff. But
I've got like a super easy one. It's just a cameo with Matt Berry showing up as the torture droid in the
catch
Palace,
that,
which is awesome.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, that was
Matt Berry.
Yeah,
really lean boy. That's awesome. I love that.
I'm glad he's not torturing anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like in the background.
He wants to.
Right.
He's waiting for it.
He's in the background. I remember because he's in the background when they're doing that. I think in Jedi when they're putting like hot coals onto the feet of like that one Gonk droid, which is like also Star Wars.
UK2B, that's his name.
Okay, there we go. Like, why are we creating droids that feel pain on their feet?
Right?
What sadistic piece of shit engineer is fucking coming up with that droid?
Here's it might be a droid that senses planetary maybe they send it down to planets, and it has to sense the temperatures.
Interesting. Okay.
Finding the safe places to walk.
Still.
So and they knew that this is the one droid that can feel heat. And that is how they torture the droid.
But still, like, I mean, but like, I you know what, Morgan? I like that explanation, and I think I'm gonna fucking try to stick with that shit for sure because I don't want to consider like a jigsaw in the Star Wars universe or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
this droid is only for screaming,
right? Oh, it's the SCR 3000. Like, what's going on over there? Oh my god.
SCR3 is a really good droid name though.
I know that is a fucking good. Oh my April, what thank you so much, dear. Let's go. If it's not Lars Mikkelsen, since we write it done. Yeah, absolutely.
April and me, let's go.
I mean, he's already in the Rolodex. I mean, like you might as well. I mean, that was what was so dope about fucking Katie Sackhoff. I mean, it was the fact that like they were so enamored with her like in that series, and they modeled the character after her physically, and then that's kind of what was able to give way. I don't know if that was like the end game or if it was just like kind of like a happy accident where it's like she can do the fucking thing, like she's the right age, we can get her in there, it'll be a lot of fun, let's do it. But I think that but because I haven't seen all like very much of Rebels, but I have looked up because I read the Thrawn trilogy when I was a fucking kid, like back like that's like the old legend novels and shit like that are not
it's back again.
Is it? Well,
Zahn did another Thrawn trilogy.
He did another Thrawn trilogy, which I haven't read, but it's like, but like I'm talking like with that Heir to the Empire shit, you know what I mean? That they kind of scrapped a little bit, but like I watched a couple of those scenes of him in there, and he is so precise and talking like he's such a great vocal performance that I would really love to see that kind of manifested like on the screen and shit like that. So what do we got? Oh yeah, so anybody else got all too easy Easter egg?
I think we need to throw it to Maddie.
I think so. What do you got over there, Mads? What are you thinking?
Okay, so kind of an Easter egg. Not as much of an Easter egg as I was hoping to find in this episode, which was admittedly kind of sparse. But I will say that my boy Doc Strassi is Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. And I also want to take this moment to talk about Doc Strassi and his insistence on calling Boba a daimyo, which is a term from the Japanese feudal system, which we know Star Wars is based off of Westerns and like samurai Ronin stories.
Right.
Yes. And so, I love this. I love his stupid little hat. It's so great.
It was a stupid little hat, and also it was very like, are we doing like, this is the closest thing that we're gonna get to like Star Wars Office Space?
Yes.
Office space. You know what I mean? Like, we're just like, actually, like, very. What did he say? Like, it's like that is an understandable misunderstanding to our understanding. Or he just kept doing like all this really weird. Like, I kept waiting to pull a Gary Cole. It's like,
as per my last email.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like, or just like. Yeah, so I don't have a tribute for you, so
I didn't think we missed the calendar invite.
Yeah, right. Exactly right. 100%. That's exactly for sure. But anyway, you were saying, go ahead.
But yeah, so Doc Stressy refers to him as the daimyo, and in feudal Japan, the daimyo were the vassal lords who served as shogun.
Nice.
So they were not the be-all, end-all. They were the guy right under the be-all, end-all.
Right.
So this implies this is a number one, he doesn't know it, but it's an insult to him because he's like, you're not the guy in charge, you're the guy working for the guy in charge.
Right.
Who we know supposedly, I'm thinking, is the mayor. I think the mayor is the shogun.
Yeah.
And I think that Boba is the daimyo, and that will be the primary friction between the series, trying to figure out, like how to deal with the mayor and how to usurp his power and or fight him and or, unmask him.
Right.
As it were. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's what's going to kind of be revealed is that it, Bib probably wasn't too interested in like kind of
he wasn't the guy. He was the guy pretending to be the guy.
He was the guy pretending to be the guy. Yeah. And probably over the course of, whatever, how many years that they had been gone, that, like since Jabba had gotten choked to death by a literal princess and blown up in the desert. He probably was like, not like, he was definitely like somebody where he was probably able very easily manipulated by all of the fucking other like actual crime bosses around him and shit. And like probably what happened was, and we kind of saw that in the show where he was actually, like paying for protection to the mayor probably at a certain point. You know what I mean? Because he goes like, listen, I just want to sit in the throne and like eat my frogs and just hang out and shit like that, and file my teeth and do whatever the fuck it is that I'm doing and stuff like that for sure. So no, I love that. That's a lovely detail. But it is going to be probably like him versus the mayor is going to be kind of the big thing. You know what I mean? For sure.
But also, Boba, you don't even know if the mayor was doing a bad job. Maybe like hang out in the town and see if the people are like chill with the situation.
Sure.
Before you're like busting in, being like, I should be in charge. It's like, should you?
No, I wonder.
Seems like that economy was like going.
Yeah, I wonder.
I want to say Geocron. My theory is that the assassins who attack them are Crimson Dawn, and Kira from Solo will be the main villain. If that's true, I will lose my shit and die of happiness.
That'll be pretty.
We talked about that internally after the episode. I was kind of on that train too.
I wasn't sure if the mayor would be someone we knew or someone new. Like, I think it could go either way for me at this point. But I will be keeping my finger on the Kira is the mayor pulse, because that is everything I ever want in Star Wars. I would just want.
That'd be fucking awesome.
I just want.
I'm down for that. Yeah,
that could be pretty slick. I said before, because like the very kind of cynical person in me, like as like the one of like 8 people that didn't really dig like the Luke kind of being inserted into the finale.
I fucking hated it.
Yeah, I mean, like no, So I mean, and we talked about that when we did our live stream last time. Like it was like it's fun, blah blah blah, whatever. But like it just wasn't a part of the story that I was engaged in and shit like that. But I just don't. But I'm thinking very cynical hat on, where I'm like, Disney is not going to be able to help themselves by inserting as many legacy people into some of these other shows as they can. I love the Kira one. The Kira one makes so much more sense. It makes sense for the size and scope of the show and stuff like that, and what it has to do and what it's about. You know what I mean? Like, and also it'd be lovely just to see Amelia kind of like playing in kind of big hat television again and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I thought that she was noir. She was a fucking
highlight. She was such a huge highlight of that movie, and so that would be dope. But I'm also like, there's like a big part of me where I'm just like, before the end of this thing, Han Solo's showing up. Like it's like he's on the lot now, but I'm of two minds. And it happened. And one commenter turned me around on it because I'm like, everybody will lose their shit. Everybody will be so fucking over the moon about it. They hired one of the best deep fakers on YouTube to come over and work for them. Why are they doing that if they're not going to be doing shit like this all the time? So that's the other thing. But then one guy on the one commenter was just like, they're like, Harrison Ford is not doing a TV show. And I was like, I kind of thought about it, and I was like,
he doesn't have to.
I was like, maybe. I was like, I could totally see that. I mean, like, but also, I mean, I understand that guy to get high like all the time now. Like he's like a huge stoner and shit. And you'd be like, all right, just give him my Blade Runner 2049 contract. I'll show up in my own T-shirt with mustard stains on it, but I'm not changing shit for coming over and doing your stupid Star Wars movie or whatever the fuck it is. Like, I don't want Han.
And then he got into a plane and crashed it.
right.
Yeah.
Wait. Can I fly myself? Because I'm trying. I just want to die.
I'm actively trying to die constantly.
My name is Han Solo, and like that's why I keep taking all these fucking new jobs because I'm trying to kill myself and all my characters, at least in some visage, because I just want to. I'm trying to like literally pull myself from this mortal coil inside of my cockpit of my fucking plane that I'm constantly crashing all the time. Like he can't not like oh, we're up in the air, better crash this plane. Like it's insane like how much he's actually doing it. But anyway, the Easter eggs and stuff like that. I mean, like the one that I'm not gonna. Everybody's kind of caught the Ray Harryhausen like of it all, like kind of like the Clash of the Titans, Kraken, and I think that there was another. What was it? Like a creature from like 2 million miles in the deep or something like that. Like they look very similar, and they're very kind of like archetypal like Ray Harryhausen designs and stuff like that, which I thought was great. But the cool thing that I like, or at least it seems like a big kind of an ether that they follow, that Favreau and Filoni and all those guys kind of follow, is that they don't do a Rise of Skywalker and copy Star Wars. Copy the stuff that inspired Star Wars. Copy samurai movies, copy Western films, copy this, that, the other thing, or like that, and that will kind of lead you to a little, or not copy, but take inspiration from that type of material, and that'll kind of lead you to, I think, a little bit more of the territory that you need to go and stuff like that. Like but yeah. So that would be the only one that I would say. I mean, like that, and just like there's Ray Harryhausen, there's good, the bad, and the ugly stuff like all over. Like specifically the shit that you didn't like, Dustin, like the being led through like in the desert and stuff. There's a fucking montage of in the good, the bad, and the ugly where like it goes on for so long. It's because they're trying to make you feel like you're
trying to make you feel
it.
I don't like feelings.
He's like, just give me my Glee corpse.
Just give me Glup Shitto.
Give me Glup Shitto and give me the pew-pew.
DH some Luke Skywalker. Glup Shitto.
Glup Shitto.
Still in the mix.
Stuff. Yeah.
I still have beef with Kit Fisto, though.
No,
he broke into Dooku's house and killed his dog.
That's true.
Kit Fisto.
Oh, yeah. Kit Fisto. Yeah. Or was it? Oh, no. Or was that Grievous's place or was that Dooku's place?
Yeah.
Grievous's.
It was Grievous's place. Yeah. Grievous's dog.
Grievous'
it was
dog.
Grievous's
Sorry,
dog.
not Dooku's dog.
That's all good.
He had a dog.
Yeah, he had a dog. He fucking killed him. Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking cop.
Yeah.
He's a fucking space cop.
Yeah, Kit Fisto, get out of here.
Get out of here, space cop.
I'm sorry, he's simply too sexy. He's simply too sexy.
You're too sexy. No,
I can't get on this hate Kit Fisto train.
Like, right.
He's
there you go.
Sexy.
There you go.
I don't know if Jason Momoa walked in and then punched my dog, his sexy points would. I don't know. It might be over. I'd be like, get out of here. Go back.
He'd be like, hey,
what's going on?
Back to your wife.
He'd be like, hey, what's going on? Like, or whatever.
And then just chugs a Guinness.
No, and then just rips a Guinness and then leaves and then just walks straight out or whatever. So that's
go back to your wife.
Lisa Bonet, I'm not messing with her, man.
Oh my god,
she would kick your ass.
She would.
Speaking of cute dogs,
what?
I just want to add when they're walking around the alleys and of Mos Eisley, and there's that little kid herding the 4 droid dogs.
Yes.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god, droid dog! Like, I just got so excited. They look so cute. They're like white and yellow and with like little black legs, and they just kind of do the robot thing of like this.
Right.
And they were very precious.
Right.
So
they reminded me though of the police dogs that they got.
There's ones that they got in New York or whatever. They look very similar to them for sure. They definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like if they had like a couple of prototypes.
The same company or something.
They got like, but they got the cute little. They look like little deer
they were
or something
cute
like that.
If they're just dogs, and that's cute.
If they're just dogs, then they're just cute. Damn straight, absolutely. All right, and as our final prompt that we're going to be going through everything. And again, thank you so much to everybody. I mean, like this one hasn't been too overwhelming. I think we've been able to get to everybody's. We've been able to get to everybody's super chats like in real time and stuff like that. Like sometimes if we got to backlog them, we'll do that or whatever. It's just so. But if you guys want to get any last questions, concerns, theories, or what have you,
feel free to fight me for money. Feel free to fight me for money.
100%, absolutely. We're online nerd pugilists for hire over here, especially down there in the bottom rung. But we're going to be talking about always tell me the odds, which is the last thing, which is like a little bit more of a speculation. We talked a little bit about this. As far as like one thing that you kind of are banking on what's going to happen within the story and stuff like that. Draces, tell me the odds. Do you guys have any speculation? Do you guys think that you know where we're going? We talked about some of the stuff, but what do you got over there?
If it is Kira, I don't know. I'm wondering now that we're like, if it is Kira who is the mayor, actually, I feel like we won't know it until the end of the season.
Kind of like the movie where you didn't know she was pulling the strings.
I'm wondering if there'll be a fake mayor.
Oh, there's definitely a fake mayor. I mean,
absolutely.
We're definitely.
I bet it's an alien. I bet it's the fake alien mayor.
I think Jai in the chat said we already saw it in the trailer.
Okay, I was cutting the intro and I was pulling some clips from a trailer, and the Twi'lek Office Space guy, like or whatever, I can't remember his name. Forgive me, but that dude, right? He was next to. There was definitely like a type of alien that we have seen before.
The hammerhead guy, like that.
The hammerhead looking guy that kind of comes up like that. And he, I think is going to be the mayor because he's standing right next to him. It's in a big hall and stuff like that. But I think that'll be a bit of I think that could be a red herring towards something like a little broader and more interesting. I mean, I've heard some other people say that they think that like, because Maul is out there, but he's not really affiliated. Like, is he still at this point? Would he still be affiliated with the Red Dawn? With Crimson Dawn, I mean.
I don't know. I don't know that we can
Maybe
tell.
we don't know.
I think we'll learn in the Kenobi series.
Yeah. I think if we get him, we'll get him at the end, and it'll kind of be a tie-in somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Marcus in the chat, give me Bosk. I'm so into it. I want Bosk to be a character.
Give me Dengar. I want Dengar.
Bring all the cool bounty hunters, because like I think that if you get Boba Fett and he's like, I'm assembling a team to pull one big heist. Like, it'd be so cool. I'd be into that.
Okay, no, and we've talked about this before. Shout out to Jokester30 over there. What happened to Stinky?
Where's Stinky?
What happened to Jabba's son?
I'm on Stinky watch.
The boys out there. We're on.
And he's like, like he gets angry if you call him Stinky. He's like, that's my childhood nickname, and he'll like kill you if you call him Stinky, and he has like an actual name.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just say like I think Maul is still alive
because he showed up in the Solo one.
Yeah. But so Maddie, you're our Rebels expert. Somebody's saying he died in Rebels. Is Rebels
right? But I think Rebels.
Yeah, he was on a ship that was shot down, so we didn't see a body. It's not confirmed.
Right.
But I think that they were handily like whatever.
Listen, if they again, like we said, like if they need to tickle some nerd dicks out there on the internet and pull a Maul out of the thing and put him into the show, they're gonna do it. Like they'll figure out a way to do it. They didn't.
I mean,
we got Max Rebo back.
If we're talking about Maul, sorry, I was still on Stinky the Hut. If we're talking about Maul, I don't know. Honestly,
I mean, because I feel like Maul has. I mean. spoilers for fucking.
If they want to bring him in, they'll bring him in. The question
if they
is,
want to bring him in, they can figure out a way to do it for sure. Like it's definitely they're able to do it. I mean, like, and again, that's like the whole thing with Maul. Anyway, like their explanation is like, how did he survive? He was angry. You know what I mean? Basically, like his hatred is like what kept him alive, essentially, and shit. Like he got cleaved in half and he got thrown down a fucking garbage chute or whatever the fuck that shit was. Like if they want them alive, they'll bring him in. And so the what else? I mean, like as far as like where I think it's going. I also think like the Sanctuary is going to be the one of the, and Jennifer Beals' character is going to be an ally. I think that like, because everybody's kind of been like, I think just about everybody.
Like if she's the mayor, that would be fun.
I was thinking that too. That was my
fun.
Other like theory on the mayor. I was like, because I mean, it's Jennifer Beals.
Yeah,
you don't hire her just to like have her show up.
And it's very interesting that she gave them a helmet full of money and sent them just out, and where they were immediately accosted by the guards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I mean, like, sorry.
I think that she's gonna. I think that. I mean, like, I don't know. You guys might be right, but I don't know. I think that there was definitely like a. Again, yeah, we don't know what it's been like. I'm assuming it wasn't that great, like under Jabba's rule, because Jabba was just taking fucking Twi'leks and chucking them into the fucking into the fucking Rancor like pen and shit like that, and not giving a fuck and everything like that. Maybe they've gotten better. Maybe she's like, oh, like we got like this patsy or whatever. But maybe things are not that good in front of them. I mean, like I'm assuming that the mayor is going to be probably like really well presenting, but there's going to be some dark shit that they're doing that Boba's going to try to like, that's going to kind of be his thing to try to overthrow a little bit and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like they're going to be friendly with them and stuff like that, especially because Jennifer Beal is like, you know, a fairly named actress and kind of like an interesting word, like, oh, holy fuck, it's fucking Flashdance, like, you know, and shit. And like, and to give her, I think that she's going to be a like kind of like a bit more of a player in the game. I think like that. It'll be interesting to kind of see. Like, I
mean, you wouldn't hire her for that one scene.
No, she's coming back. Obviously,
she's coming back.
Yeah, exactly. The any other? Tell me the odds over there, Maddie. What do you got?
I don't know. I think I really want to see what's his name? What's that? Salacious Crumb. I want to know what happened to Salacious Crumb.
Oh, where's Salacious Crumb?
What? Yeah, like are they? I mean, because like if that is indeed the Max Rebo, then there were some survivors and shit like that, and they got the fuck out of Dodge and shit. You know, like and. Yeah, it's like as soon as you look over, and you're just like the bikini chick is choking out the slug. We got to get the fuck out of here. Like shit's going tits up right now. Like we need to get the fuck out of here. And he was definitely
out
like
the slug.
What he is like. I mean, like.
Bikini chick's choking out slug again. All right, time to get out of here.
No, because like, but they were like, wait, you mean the kind that he likes? No, the kind that he doesn't like. He's not into this one. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't tell at first, but
we have to specify her choking. Yes,
we're pretty sure. And so but I think that, but he was also very crafty. Like he was like a cat. Like when you put like a cucumber next to like a cat, and they just like springboard the fuck away. Like when he when he got shocked by R2. So like I think that he could possibly jump up. And he definitely could have gotten off of that sail barge. So it'd be pretty.
He's a survivor.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I like this. Like, there are clear survivors, a good handful. It was a good joke, nonetheless. True.
Thank you, Jabba de Creamy.
Jabba Ooh, that's a creamy boy over there for sure. He survived only to be roasted. Do we think that was?
Because
it was one of those guys, but
it was of the Crumb family.
Do you think it was of House Crumb? You know what I mean?
It was House Crumb, but we don't know
it was his brother Lascivious Crumb.
Yeah.
Or they're like right, and thankfully, like they didn't invite like the cousin that everybody's worried about, Demented Crumb. You know what I mean, or anything like that. But, like,
yes. Okay, I think we got a super chat.
Super chat coming in with Jai. Possible fight with Maddie. Yoda is a dogmatic jerk and responsible for the rise of Papa Palpy.
I'm going to surprise you. Not a fight. I agree. Yoda is a shitty frog. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
A charlatan.
So we know from Grogu's life cycle that translating his life expectancy development as a species to Yoda, we know that Yoda is 17, 18 approximately in Yoda years. So he is a shitty teenager and should be treated as such.
That's what I remember. I thought
man.
like everybody was treating. Well, that's what I'll say this. That's why the 50-year-old thing kind of threw me originally about Grogu, because Yoda like literally kind of just dies, seemingly like dies of like old age. He goes like,
he does that meme where he's like, and then he disappears.
Yeah, or at least that's what I kind of, that's how it tracked. Like and that's how it tracks. Like look as old. When 900 years old you reach, you look as good you will not. Like et cetera, so forth. And
What is that?
When you break it down, when it's like literally Grogu is like a goo goo gaga baby, can't talk,
and he's 50 years old.
He's 50 at 900. I mean, that's almost like that's
a teenager. That's 18.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's
like it kind of
years.
That's why it sort of is. It kind of cocks up the whole. Like they could have easily gotten the same thing where it's like this thing is 20 years old. Even 20 would make it a little bit.
It would make way more sense. Yeah.
Or like a little bit more like
because then Yoda would be like 40, 50, and you're like, oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like it just it definitely made it seem like it was like, shouldn't this motherfucker? It's like. I think it's just because is it because Grogu is so cute that people just kind of coddle him? He goes like, I don't have to do anything. Like people
is he like a Pokemon where he can evolve at any point?
Me. Like what I mean? Like because I don't.
And he's choosing to be a baby.
He likes
to being baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
maybe.
if I could be a baby forever, I also would.
I mean, I think that everybody's like, I like this salacious crumb is the mayor.
Hell yeah.
Hell motherfucking
Bringing
yes,
it back.
Yeah, I think, and then Ring King over there. It's like Grogu. I think pretends to be a weak baby. I mean, I'll take that a little bit over. I'll take that because it was.
Because
I remember kind of
motherfuckers.
I'm ready for him to be a strong baby.
Right. It was like I remember doing like the dog years kind of numbers. I was like, wait a minute, that kind of doesn't make Yoda like that old at all, at least within the context.
He's a shitty frog teenager, and he should be treated as such.
Right. So it's either that. So it's either that, or it's like, or we got fucking Grogu's a fucking little bullshit huckster, fucking taking everybody for all they're worth, pretending to be a baby and shit like that. Fucking Emmanuel Lewis over there for fucking whatever Yoda's fucking shit is and shit. The okay. All right, y'all. I'm ready to fucking. I think that we got it. I think we had a pretty good fucking episode. This one was a lot of fun. Definitely excited to check out what the next couple episodes like have in store for us. I think it'll be a good time. This is what we're doing every week here, everybody. Like we're doing these Boba Fett brunch breakdowns. We hope that you guys join us. We're doing them every Sunday. After an episode airs the next coming Sunday at 3 p.m. Central, we're going to be here. We're going to be doing that. We hope that you guys come over. We got 60 people hanging out on the chat, fucking kicking it with us and stuff like that.
Nice.
That's tremendous. And we've had a bunch of awesome, super dope, totally fucking amazing super chats and everybody. Did we get, hold on, let me see this. Hold on. Oh, okay, here. We got this one. We have one. I don't want to forget it. We got one super chat, and it's from Dual MP5. He just threw us down a little bit of money.
Which is kind of a great name.
Which is kind of good. Yeah. Right over here. But we're going to pop it up here real quick. The jetpack. The jetpack was probably unusable without the helmet. It's possible.
Yeah, because, if
he took the helmet off and it was full of cash.
Yeah.
It was full of the coin. That makes sense because you would imagine that there would possibly be a bunch of things because it's like that movie, The Rocketeer, that movie from the 90s and stuff where it's like, that's kind of the thing that helps you steer or like, that's one of the things. And that would track as far as making an intuitive flying machine. Maybe there's
that
like
could
a
be
thing.
Steering wheel. So the steering wheel flew off.
Kind of a little bit. Yeah. He literally, or it's like the, it's like Mad Max Fury Road where they can literally take the steering wheel off of the truck and like they kind of can lock it in or whatever it is. Maybe that's what was going on.
I think I like the idea of like the jetpack, the back of the jetpack having like exhaust pipes. So like you would just burn the shit out of the back of your head if you tried to use it without a helmet.
Yeah.
It would be a safety thing too. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Safety in Star Wars?
No.
Well, I never.
Well,
safety
we're
is
not the Empire right now, right? So safety is a thing. It's only the Empire that disregards all of the safety.
I mean, this is like an entire universe where it's like other than in the Star Wars holiday special, which has expressly been told that we've been told is not canon for a long time. But there are no railings in Star Wars. Like
None.
there's no railings
Absolutely
anywhere.
none.
Like
Yeah.
it's like you just got to be really nimble on your feet and you got to be really steady and have a good sense of gravity, even though we're in fucking space in some points. But we're not putting a safety railing for any of you motherfuckers. Absolutely not. So like, yeah, I don't know. But who else do we got? Anyway, thanks a lot to everybody who's been such this has been a teeming with activity. This one, Teddy. Teddy the Tuxcan becomes the Jedi.
What a glow up!
Have we ever had a Tusken Raider be a Jedi before? I don't know.
To the internet.
No, to the internet. I mean, seriously though, like that would be awesome. I think that would actually be pretty cool. But yeah, while Maddie looks that up, I just want to say to everybody, do we have one? Do we have a winner?
We have a Terras Kasi artist practitioner, which is similar to Force sensitivity, but it's not like a Jedi. So So his name is Corer.
Don't look in the barn, Corey.
I posted it for you right there.
Oh my god!
Jesus Christ!
Jesus H Christ! I mean,
you know
what? That literally sounds like my cough when I had COVID like a month ago or something like that. It was like or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, dude.
I mean, that's what they sound like.
Yeah, no, that is what they sound like for sure. Even though I gotta say, I gotta give it up to all the Tusken Raiders, all the Raiders out there. Very pro mask. All of them, and they like you never have to worry. You never have to worry about any of those motherfuckers.
They said social distancing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that as well.
And they're far the fuck away from everybody. So like, yeah, absolutely. So you gotta give it up to them for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, just a big thank you to everybody who threw down in the super chats and to everybody who's been commenting and stuff like that. It's been super duper fucking fun hanging out with everybody. We're gonna be doing this every week. Every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central. Maddie's going to be with us every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central. It's such a fucking joy to have your expertise and your charm and your wit and your insight on everything in this world. We really do appreciate you, my dear. And we're also going to be having a bunch of other like special guests like throughout the whole rest of the season. I've been talking with a couple of other channels. There's been some other reaction channels that have been fucking excited to kind of come on and stuff like that. So we've done it before. We're going to do it again and we're going to have a good time doing it.
Let's get Patton on the horn.
We gotta get Patton on the horn.
Let's go.
Patton Oswalt has tweeted kind of at us and is aware that we exist.
Patton Oswalt knows we exist.
He knows that we exist, and I DM'd him like once, and he actually responded. Where I was just like, because like, he just sort of like I saw that he was in Chicago and a Thrones episode was happening, and I just said like, give me the word. And I'll literally take one of the fucking seats downstairs and have it ready. We'll just pull it up. You can just come in like whenever you want or whatever it was. And he didn't get back to me, but he hit me back. And he was like, oh my God, that's so nice, dude. Absolutely. But I hope you guys have a great time. It was like, wow, this is really heartwarming, Patton Oswalt. Thank you so much for DMing me and shit like that. And
so
it's like, it's cool, dude. Yeah. So I don't know. Super solid guy. Really great. So like, anyway, hopefully, we'll see if his bit from Parks and Rec like reaches into the writers' room anymore in this season. It'll be kind of interesting if it does.
I'm excited to see.
Goddamn right, absolutely. So anyway, hey Thomas, we appreciate you. Thomas is he's always on our mentions. It's on our fucking
That's a nice profile picture too. I love it. It's a very dignified like cartoon vibe. It's very good.
It is, and it's looking up and everything and off to the side and stuff like that. Like I want to go have like a Nespresso with that guy and fucking talk about some nerd shit. You know, 100%, absolutely. So anyway, you guys
sound so dignified. What's an espresso?
He just got an espresso machine, so he's been talking about espressos ever.
No, Nespresso. Specifically
Nespresso, they're different.
Like, a Nespresso.
Is that the one that what's her name? Is the spokeswoman for who's an Nespresso spokeswoman?
Nespresso spokeswoman. Hold on. This is us tapping away at Google, which is always great.
Currently, George Clooney, and also, what is that? Who's that? Penelope Cruz.
Penelope
Cruz. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
Penelope Cruz. There we go. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, I just remember like somebody with like a very thick accent being like,
somebody with a very thick accent and very, very hot. You know what I mean? Somebody that can make Javier Bardem seem like, you know, that could match Javier Bardem's like good lookingness and hotness. You know what I mean? For sure. Right. All right, y'all. We appreciate you guys very much. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We will be here every single Sunday for the rest of the Book of Boba Fett. We're going to be breaking this thing down, having a lot of fun. That's the main thing that we have over here is that Star Wars is just a big, fun fucking world. And like, we like to goof around about it. We like to get into the nitty gritty of it. We like to do all that stuff. So we just want to say, we hope that you guys are being safe out there. We hope you guys are having a really lovely new year so far. I know that 2022 is going to be a weird one for sure.
Get your shots, get your boosters.
Get your shots, get your boosters, get all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you got to make sure that you protect yourself and your community and everything like that. Definitely do that. Encourage all of your loved ones and your friends to do so as well. But we just want to tell you guys that we appreciate y'all so much for hanging out with us. We will look forward to seeing you next week, and we will check y'all later. Bye, everybody.